Hi, Joanne. Just to let you know, I'm still alive and well. So basically, what happened was I woke up one day in Halifax, and the apartment I had was just very, you know, little flies around, and I swear that there's probably black mold underneath their floor. So I was living in a basement apartment for the past, I don't know, 2.5 years, I guess, since I left the forest. Maybe, yeah, about that. So, one day I woke up and I thought, what do I give to life? Like, I was not working anymore, and I was selling mineral claims and stuff like that. But sales were coming and going, and it's basically like waiting for a car sales, pretty much. I don't know how those guys do it, but they do. So that's basically what my life was, and well, I just woke up one night and I thought, man, I'd like to have some cyanide pills and just take them. Because, I don't fear death. I died the one time when I was with Michelle, and she brought me back, and, death really isn't that bad. But, I thought to myself, what do I bring to life? This is boring. Life is really boring. So then I met a friend online in Texas, and we were part of a PTSD support group. And now I'm past the past, and with work, and Michelle, and all that stuff that's now gone past. It's been 5 years since her and I split up, and everything happened when it did, and it's just a bad time in my life. So now I woke up and went through that, and I just saved up $2,000, and I hopped on a plane, and I came out here to a job that was offered to me in Alberta, and actually Fort McMurray, and went there for about probably about a good month. We had a spill incident. They didn't like it. I didn't get written up. I wrote up a spill incident, but it seems like if you write something up, you get dismissed because it could jeopardize the contract, which is worth millions of dollars in the oil field. So they can't afford that. So somebody's got to go, and it's not going to be them. It's going to be me. So I went from there to another place. It was no word of a lie. It was 5 minutes later. I had another place lined up just in case. You never know. And went there. I didn't drive good enough for what they wanted, and I got released from there. And then I came out here to Vancouver. I was offered to share a condo with a friend, and that's where I am now. And tomorrow I got to do a drug and alcohol, well, hopefully tomorrow, do a drug and alcohol test for the new company I'm going with, which is the biggest in the world. So I've always wanted to go there, but the first company offered me work right away, so I went with them first. But then now I have an opportunity. They gave me an offer yesterday through documentation, and I said yes, and I'll be going to Edmonton to train for that company, starting, I think it said on the 22nd. I don't know if I leave then or what. I mean, WestJet is going. Excuse me. WestJet is going on strike, so I might have to go with Swoosh or the other one. It's only like $69 to fly from Abbotsford here to Edmonton. So flights are pretty cheap, as I wanted to stay in this immediate area. I mean, British Columbia, there's so much to do. There's so much to see here. So much plant growth. Like, it's like living in a tropical country, basically. There's mountains, there's water, there's minerals, it's a nice thing. And before, maybe I wouldn't have just jumped onto a plane, but now I'm at the point in my life where, I've lived 50 years on the East Coast. Why live another 50 when nothing changes? So, yeah, I don't know. I now know why Nathan left. I now know why Dave left, Big Dave, and little Donnie there, Donnie Smith. I know why he left and came out here. It's wonderful. I mean, if I were you and Donnie, I would sell the house and move out here, rent a condo. Rent a condo. Donnie can go fishing. He can go big game hunting, like for real big stuff. Or, buy a cheap place and just live there the rest of your days. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a tropical place for the rest of their days? And when winters are fairly good, I mean, they don't get a lot of snow here, and if they do, it's a freak thing. It's not normal. So I don't see me coming back to Nova Scotia, and if I do, it would be probably maybe for a visit. That's about it. I'm giving up my apartment in Halifax. I don't have any more use for it. It's no sense of paying on to 2 apartments, really. And, next year, my roommate and I are looking to get something bigger. We've been driving around, looking at condominiums and stuff in Harris, not Sasquatch, but Squamish, British Columbia, looking at places there. Like, there's a lot of work here, and you can work from home. You guys don't need to work, but you know what I'm saying. It's a great place to retire. Really, really laid back. People are laid back. It's not like back home, and I'm still thinking that there's still criminals here and stuff like that. I'm sure there is, but I'll tell you one thing. When we drove down Vancouver, downtown Vancouver, I never saw homelessness like that before. It was almost like people at a bus stop, but they weren't there for a bus. They were there living, like mounds of people, just hundreds of people in tents on the street. And like my friend said, she said, it goes from being extremely poor to being extremely rich, and that's just how it is. It's really sad to see that. I've never seen that before. Sometimes we see people in what they call tent city, or something like that, or here and there. It is different. I'm choosing to work in Alberta. That's where the money is, the oil field, everything is. I don't know. Maybe I'll move to Fort Mac someday. Who knows? Everything's up in the air. Nothing's permanent. There's no such thing as having a career job anymore. It's feast or famine. A lot of the work that I've worked for out here has been shut down work. If they would shut down like Bowater Mersey for a month and then clean all the machines, the cleaning crew would be us. We would come in there, and clean everything. So yeah, that's basically what life is like. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like going back in the old days, like the 60s and 70s. Life is kind of like that. It's still busy in some places, lots of people, but I mean, life is pretty laid back, If you need to go make money, it's there. It's there. You don't have to wait months on end for somebody to call you. There's somebody 5 minutes away looking for a worker, looking for help, looking for this. Like, there's no end to it. And the common thing out here is that there's not enough workers for the jobs. There's not enough truck drivers. There's not enough people that can shift a standard tractor trailer. People are coming out of the truck driving schools learning with automatic trucks. That's no good out here. There's just so much work. Nick or Daniel could make a fortune. Sarah could move out here and make a fortune. So, I mean, Sarah could make, I don't know what she's making now, but if she wanted to make $200,000 a year or $145,000 take home, she could. She could do that, Yeah, anybody struggling back home, there's no need to. I'm here to pay my bills off. I'm here to have a new life, meet new people, get back with family again. I miss all of you guys. I miss Alan. I've tried reaching out to Alan. I don't even remember the last thing I said to him. Maybe I told him to go pound sand and stay out of my life, right? I could have said that. Maybe that's what I said. I don't know. But he hasn't said anything, really. So, I thought I'd reach out to you and Cheryl. I think I've been talking to Bev a little bit, but I don't remember. I might have been, but I'm not sure. But I'll try to reach out to her. So, this is where it looks like where I'm going to be, pretty much. There wasn't much for me back home, so I had to make a move, and I decided now is the time.